SkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding party or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding party or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding party or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding party or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding, party, or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding, party, or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding, party, or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding, party, or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding, party, or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding, party, or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. It is the perfect space to make your next memory last a lifetime with breathtaking views of downtown New Orleans. Whether you are hosting a wedding, party, or even a corporate event, the NOLA Skyline Event Center is the venue for you. Visit NOLASkylineEventCenter.com for pricing and more info. Attention all parents and educators. Elder Roz is bringing Kayonna K. Armstrong to the table this Monday at 7 a.m. Find out how Kayonna Armstrong plans to be a strong arm for New Orleans education this Monday at 7 a.m. on Rose Table Talk. Listen on Let'sLiveRadio.com or download Let's Live Radio's free app. That's LET''S Live Radio. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. If you have a question or comment for Elder Roz or her guest, call into the show at 504-294-LIVE. This show is being broadcasted live from the...
Well, great morning, everyone. This is Elder Roz. So excited to have you at the table on Rose Table Talk. It's a breezy morning on today. I got my scarf on, got my sweater on, and I am ready as we see that the season is making that swift and making that change. So again, so excited for all of you being watching us live on Facebook, YouTube. Listen, those of you that are on, I see a couple of people. Good morning, Mr. Woodfox. That's the one that makes it happen for me. I see he's joining the watch party. So listen, do me a favor, go ahead and text somebody. Look, tell them that Rose Table Talk is on. Normally, you know, we do every other Monday, but listen, doors are open and I'm so excited today. This really is a special show that we're going to be doing today and even on tomorrow. I am excited, as you know, that it is election season and early voting ended. This was last week, early voting ended Saturday. And so now, listen, we have another opportunity, one last week, that you would be informed as a voter. I pray that everyone listening, that they are registered to vote. So listen, this today and tomorrow, I have two special women that are coming on, and we want to make sure that you're informed as a voter. But also those of you that might be viewing, if you notice, listen, the view is a little different on today. I am so excited because we are live from the NOLA Skyline Event Center. Those of you that support us and were watching on Wednesday, we did a special Thanksgiving show. Myself, co-host Sally Ann, and also co-host Rochelle Lewis. Listen, we were here, and it is beautiful. So the view is a little different, and I'm just excited about the owners here, just partnering with us and doing an amazing job. Shout out to Kelly on this morning, also that's making it happen behind the scenes. So my guest on this morning, I'm gonna stop talking because that's why we hear. I can talk, but I'm excited because I met this young lady. She actually reached out to me, and one word she got me. I'm not gonna say it online, but she got me. She pulled me by one word. But I've just been reading a lot of her background and watching her and learning a lot. She is actually running for Orleans Parish School Board Board, District 7. I am talking about Kayonna K. Armstrong. Good morning to you, Miss Armstrong. How are you?
Elder, I'm well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I think we related, y'all. For those of you that, I was laughing when she reached out to me. I said, we just might be people, might be kinfolk. For those of you that don't know, my maiden name is Armstrong. I was like, I got to look into that when we finish after air. But
yes, ma'am. Take that treat.
Thank you for joining us on this morning. Yes, and
thank you.
As we were talking before we even went live, and just kind of digging into the conversation, I had to say, let's wait, because we were jumping into the conversation. But you are running for Orleans Parish School Board District 7.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but before we get into that, tell us who is Kayonna?
Kayonna is a mother, first and foremost, and want to say good morning to my son Lance Michael. He should be getting up for school this morning. Also, shout out to my mommy Rhonda Armstrong. Hopefully, she's up getting him up for school. But I'm a mom, educator, parent advocate, proud product of this New Orleans public system, a graduate of the Eleanor McMain Secondary School. Shout out to our McMain Mustangs.
As you can tell, I'm a Mustang.
Class of 2006. I'm also a graduate of Southern University, received my bachelor's in criminal justice, also received my master's in political science, and I'm currently back enrolled at Southern. I can never stay away from home.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll be pursuing my master's in public administration. I'm a person that is very, very passionate about what she does. I've always been an advocate, even before I knew I was going to take on this role of being in the public light and being a public servant. I've always advocated. I've always asked questions when things didn't seem right. And so what put me here, I guess I can go in the spiel of why I'm running.
Yeah, because my question now is how do we get from here? So your mother,
how do we get from
advocate, but what happened? What made you say, I want to run for school board? How did that come about?
How did I go from inside the classroom to outside the classroom to wanting to run? Basically, just me entering into the school board meetings and being a parent advocate really gave me that push to go on to the next level of advocacy. And it was more so of me witnessing along with my parents that I would advocate for the lack of compassion, the lack of empathy shown upon the current board members when a crisis happened, and when school closures are going on. And I've witnessed too many times in the boardroom where our parents, our teachers, our students are begging our board members to keep our schools open. And this is why you should keep our schools open, because of the community aspect of these schools, the history of these schools, and the legacy that it builds from our children graduating from these schools. And to see this look of compassion, nonchalantness.
I can definitely attest to that. Definitely, I was a parent advocate and have and had the, I'll say, pleasure, sometimes the unfortunate pleasure of sitting in meetings. I remember sometimes leaving out of the meetings with tears in my eyes.
Feeling empty.
Yeah, you really do. And sometimes you feel as if you're fighting an uphill battle. Sometimes, I felt like I was John in the wilderness, just screaming out for somebody can hear, because that is a very special place to be as a parent advocate, because it's when I really begin to see both sides of it. And your eyes become open to so much. Not that it's a bad thing, but now you find yourself okay, I want to make a difference because, number one, keyword parent advocate. I was a parent. So again, my eyes became open. I don't know if I shared this with you. My eyes became open after Hurricane Katrina of just the importance of parental involvement and making sure that you have the right people in the school board. When I evacuated and we went to another state, I literally was blown away when I walked into the school, because I could eat food off of the floor because it was so spick and span, sparkling clean. The elementary schools looked like colleges. There was more than enough books. There was more than enough of all of the resources. And it was then that I realized, now this is me, my personal conviction, that as a parent, now I took my horn 10 times. I think I'm a darn good mom. But it was at that point I realized I did fail in some point, because I wasn't using my voice to speak up for my 4 children.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's when everything changed, and I came back and began advocating, and it's just a whole nother world. So I commend you for that.
Thank
taking
you.
it the next step.
Yeah.
Have you found that your views are different from other views? I mean, are you feeling like you're the one just crying to make a change? And how have things been on this fight to make a change?
It has been amazing. First of all, just being on this journey alone, being the first time candidate running for a public seat, and I found out that I'm the first in my family on both sides, my mom and my dad's side. So I take a pride. I take what's the word I'm looking for? I take excitement in knowing that. And I felt like you, as far as like, I'm a mom right now. My son is attending a charter school, and you know, he is just the things that I have seen coming from the educating side of being inside the classroom. And I taught at 3 different charter schools. You have. Yeah, my first charter school was in Baker, Louisiana. And it was an eye opener, but I didn't really see the effects of it until I moved home. And then I saw the different variations of how each charter management organization operate under
was it confusing for
network. It was very
I was confused.
It was very confusing to say the least. It was like, that's why my questions came from.
Exactly.
Why are you making our students walk on this straight line? Like, you purposely designed this carpet for that purpose.
Exactly.
Why can't they talk during lunchtime? It's lunch. That's how they socialize. Why is recess only 15 minutes?
Ooh, that's a big one.
Why is instructional time this long period of time? Like, I don't remember sitting in none of my classes no more than maybe an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. So to have almost a 2-hour class, and then
for young kids,
for babies,
that's almost impossible.
Right. And then you are cutting things, like you're shortening up music and art and theater and drama and the things that kind of keep our children.
That enrichment. Exactly.
That enrichment piece, you're cutting it short. And those are things that keep our children off the streets. And if you are minimizing that and you are just dissipating it, then where do our children go?
So in this system and how it's designed, is it possible to have that educational piece? Is it possible to add in the enrichment? So you're saying it is possible.
It is possible. I mean, all of us matriculated very well, I shall say, through our respected schools, and we were in the band and we were in choir and we balanced cheerleading and softball and all of these things that played into who we are today. It's a balance, and I think that it's a beautiful balance to have NOCA in math and science, because that's what our school had. At a certain period, you went
that's
and you came back. We had 7 classes. To me, I don't see what is the problem with that mixture and having it for the time that it's supposed to be. Like I said, the push of me wanting to run came from seeing it from 3 different eyes. The eyes of a teacher struggling to grow within her craft and not getting the resources she needs to grow in her craft. Seeing it from the eye of me being a mother, and sometimes dealing with the challenges of being heard when concerns arise and I'm asking questions and I'm not getting the answers that I need.
Correct.
Coming from the eyes of a community member as well as an advocate, of going to the meetings, making comments, asking questions to our board members, and still not getting anything. Coming from an eye of my students, when they reach out to me for help and I'm reaching out to the board member for help and still not getting
nothing, coming up with nothing.
Anything.
Wow.
So all of these elements has placed me where I am right now, and I do want to be that agent of change. I do have a lot of ideas for District 7 and beyond that I want within my next 4 years of being a board member to happen.
District 7. So what area is, I just want to make sure so that everybody, so District 7 contains which areas or which schools? I don't know how would be the best way that you could let our listeners know.
If you are a resident of District 7, it does comprise of the parts of Algiers. So as far as landmarks, Landry, Walker, Fisher, and it goes almost all the way to almost to the cutoff.
Okay.
It kind of stops like right there. So then from the cutoff until all the way around Algiers Point is District 4 as far as for that piece.
Okay.
Of course, District 4 covers other areas, but for District 7, it covers parts of Algiers, some areas of downtown, Gentilly, Treme, St. Bernard area, and I think, let me see, Algiers, Treme, St. Bernard, Gentilly, in downtown areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very large span.
Yes.
Well, it seems like you, I mean, I love how you say you're coming at it from three points of view.
Yeah.
And so all of that brings it to the table that why we need change, of definitely why we need change. I commend you, for definitely doing it again, just for taking it to that next level, definitely taking it to the next level. Now, you are first time running for a public office.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are running against?
Yes, I'm running against the incumbent, Mr.
The
Roland
incumbent,
Marshall.
so you're running against the incumbent.
Yes.
Okay. Have you all met or had any kind of forums or anything?
We did have forums.
You did, okay.
Over the course of from the start date from July 22nd when I qualified to run, up until now, and even tomorrow I'll be participating in a forum.
Okay.
So those forums have been very, very interesting, very enlightening, very empowering to be able to put ourselves on a platform to where we can showcase why we should be the next board member for the next 4 years. Has been amazing. Because
you're pretty close. I mean, you were in the runoff. So
yes.
What were the statistics before that first election?
The first election, I was close. The incumbent had 44%. I had 42%.
Okay.
So that's why
very close.
We have very.
So
very,
you've been
very
working
close.
hard.
Oh yes.
Yes, working hard.
Yes.
Campaigning
yes.
and getting everything out.
Yes, ma'am. I'm talking to residents in different, and even my own neighbors in District 7, because I'm born and raised here. Lived in Gentilly all of my life.
Okay.
House that we live in now, I almost was born in it. I was a preemie, born very, very early, 1 pound, 10 ounces. So I'm very, very familiar of the area that I live in, which is District 7. Like I said, well,
I'll tell you what, listen, we're going to take a quick break because I see we got to take a quick break, run some commercials. We're going to come right back. We're talking with Orleans Parish School Board candidate for District 7, Kayonna Armstrong. Go ahead. If you haven't, text somebody, let them know that we're talking this morning. Call a parent, call an educator.
Call in the next question.
Call in the next question. She is ready for you to answer any questions that you might have.
Yes,
listen, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back on Rose Table Talk.
My name is Kayonna, candidate for School Board District 7. I am a proud product of New Orleans public education system and a graduate of Southern University in Baton Rouge. I am an educator, parents advocate, and mother of a son who's now in this charter school system with a focus on advocacy, transparency, responsibility. I will hold true to these values and be dedicated to serving parents, teachers, and students. My plan, with the involvement of the community, develop strategic resolutions to address the issues in our education system. On December 5th, I ask for your vote as your next school board member. I am number 138 on the ballot. Give a gift this Christmas that will keep on giving. Help a young lady or woman discover her true self, better her relationships, and live the life she's destined to live. There's no better gift than the discovery of your destiny. Order your copy of Me We Wins today at mewewins.com, amazon.com, or at our local community book center located at 2523 Bayou Road in New Orleans.
And we are back at the table on Rose Table Talk, having a wonderful conversation, a special show on today because we want you to be informed as a voter. If you don't know, we have runoff elections on this Saturday, December the 5th. I hope that you all are registered to vote. Wake up early and make your difference count. On this morning, we are talking to I keep getting that wrong. Orleans Parish School Board District candidate. That's long. District 7, Kayonna Armstrong. Armstrong, and she's running for this seat because she wants to make a difference. Her platform, as I was just looking, it says to be a strong arm. I think a strong arm. I love that, playing a little wordplay there, but I love that just to be a strong arm. And so, what does it mean? You know, you're saying you want to be that strong arm, so you're bringing something different. What does it mean to be an effective leader on the school board? What does that mean?
Let me tell you how that little slogan came about, and I just want to give credit. All credit goes to my little sister Jonte.
Okay,
Jonte,
shout
out. You know, she went to the wrong school, Gremlin, but it's okay.
Oh
okay.
my goodness! Wait,
I love you though. I love you. But it's all love. It's all love. Shout out to our wonderful institution. You know, Bio Classic was supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, I don't even need to ask who you were rooting for.
Of course, you see it on here on this sign. Shout out to my amazing and my jacket over there. Shout out to my amazing Jaguars. But also, do want to give a shout out to Grambling State University. Two amazing institutions in Louisiana, doing amazing, great things. And we will see you guys in April. Go Jags.
Yeah.
But my little sister, just, you know, we was talking, and I was like, you know, I wanted something that was meaningful, but that was strong, and that was just plain and simple, self-explanatory. And so she was like, why don't you just use your last name? I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
She was like, a strong arm for education, or a strong arm for New Orleans education. I was like, okay,
it works.
Let's use it. So that all credit goes to her. And what it means for me, it goes into what it means to be an effective school board member, board leader. You do have to be strong. There are going to be decisions being made that would not, you know, be in liking of others, and that you have to be strong in this. You have to be. This is not for the weak, as far as even running for this seat. It's not for the weak. So you do have to be strong in your belief, in your values, in what you stand for, as far as what you want out of your district.
Yes.
What do you want to see in your district that can improve schools, improve families, improve your community? Being an effective leader means gaining the trust of your community members, being transparent, completely transparent, not leaving anything out. Also being accountable when things go wrong. Own up to it. Say that this is what is going on, but then say this is what we're going to do to fix it. Yeah. And also too, which I very much advocated throughout my entire campaign, community input is the most important to me, because a lot of decisions, even till now, even during the pandemic, have been made without the community input.
I'm glad you said that. So, because I want to just plug right there. So, if someone's listening right now and just really, and it's okay, not really educated on, what is the school board there for? Yeah. You know, like, because some parents really just don't know this. So if you had to
don't know us as far as who
if you had to explain that,
members,
right. So, as far as what does the school board do? Like, if you had to make it simple for someone, this is what the school board does for you, and the school board works for the parents. The school board works for the kids.
That's basically who we are. We are advocates.
Right. You're advocates. Yeah.
We are advocates on the local level. We're advocates on the state level. We're advocates on the federal level. We implement policies. We make decisions that are in the best interest of not only our children, but every decision that a school board member makes, it's a trickle down effect. It affects everybody. So in this pandemic, when a decision should be made on whether or not it should be virtual, 100% virtual learning, or whether it should be a hybrid, or whether, you know, all of our kids should go back into these schools, and they're not making vast decisions of what it should be, then it causes confusion. It causes frustration. It causes worry. So like right now, you know, in the beginning, we were pushing, a lot of parents were pushing for not to put the children, especially me. I said, we don't know.
Not to send them back?
Right. We don't know how clean these buildings are. Right. And to just try and, because in the beginning, they were pushing for the students to go back into the buildings. I was like, my son is not going back.
Right.
And it should have been let's have a town hall meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we can't physically be in the building, let's do a virtual town hall meeting so that we can get every parent's voice in the room.
Did that happen?
No.
It did not happen.
No.
Correct. So
that's what I say. I'm not moving without my community. I'm not moving without my parents. Any decision that I make, not only it affects me, not only does it affect my son, it affects everybody.
Yes, it really does.
Yeah.
It does. So you're going to, and that's one thing of being an effective leader is number one, accountability.
Yeah.
Just being accountable.
And being honest about it.
And being transparent.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, too many times it seems like it was a separation. It's like how I felt. And this is just personal. Yeah. I felt like it was us against them. And you really should not feel that way. It really should be a partnership, because at the end of the day, the main person that's affected is that child.
Yep.
And and we say that, and the child is the future, we hear that, but they really are.
Yes.
They really are. And we have to take that time to put things in place for them and pour into them, have the parents feel like, yes, you are a part of this. And then, I don't know if this is an issue, something that I saw too, that I try to make strides and make a difference. Some of the parents need help themselves.
Yes.
Some of them are not, and no fault of their own, so I'm not making that statement, but just putting resources in place for them to help them. I remember I just had the wonderful privilege and the honor to serve several years at a charter school, and I can say Lake Forest Charter School here in New Orleans, and everything changed for me just being involved as a parent, and I absolutely loved it. It was wonderful, and just the partnership to serve under a fierce leader who really cared. That was different for me.
Yes.
And she really cared and made a difference. And those were her children. Yeah. And so now here I am, the parent advocate. These are my parents. Yeah. And I'm speaking up for them. And we put a resource room in place just to help them, just to bridge that gap.
Yes.
That's important. Do you have something on your platform that caters that will cater to the parents?
Yes, one of my platforms is parent involvement and parent engagement, and that's very important because our children need to see us. Our children need to see parents in the room, parents involved in any kind of aspect, and that's an issue that has deterred parents wanting to be involved. Because of the lack thereof of the resources to give to parents to be involved. I want to be that door opener for them. Wonderful. I want to be that pathway for parents, and then to strengthen the PTAs and the PTOs that they have in some of these charters, to strengthen that. How do we stretch that all across the board? Because not every school has a PTA. Not every school site has a PTO. Not every school site has a parent liaison.
Right.
There is one at the school board, but what is that parent liaison doing to make
incorporate
sure,
that every
incorporate and expand? So that's something I want to.
And that's something that you would bring to the table to make sure that you're following through on that.
Definitely.
Absolutely. That's key. That I don't think that there's any way. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm glad it didn't come out. I just think in order for that child to be successful, it's going to take that. It's that threefold cord. It's going to take the parent. It's going to take the
when we say
teacher.
It takes a village, it really does.
So I just really believe that's a key component. Yeah. And if anything is in place, a plan, quote unquote, that does not have a piece for the parent, to me, it's not going to work.
No, it's
because it starts there. Really, it really does. Yeah. So I commend you for even putting that in, because I do hear that, and I'm not as involved. I have a grandson, so it looks like I'm getting back involved. Jesus, I have a grandson, but I love him to life. I thought I was going to have a while, but it looks like I'm going to be jumping back into it, because he deserves the best, and he's going to have the best, and so my mouth will be on the scene real soon. Because he's going to have the best, and that's what it's going to take. That's definitely what it's going to take. Yeah. So I want to talk about this one app. Now, this is so funny. When my kids were in school, and my oldest about to be 25, but like I said, it's coming back around. Yeah. Things have changed, and all of a sudden, I started hearing parents talk about one app, and I was like, what's a one app? What's going on with?
My mom had no issue, and I will say it again. My mom had no issue of putting me in, or registering me, rather than I say putting me. It was up to the school to decide, but she had no issue in going into a school of her interest that she felt was best for me.
Okay.
To say, hey, I'm interested. I want to know more about your school. It was okay. Well, let's go on a quick tour. Okay, you interested? Here's an application. It was every school from Chester to Wilson to Greene to McMain.
That's how it happened.
There was no app. I mean,
we
had computers, but there was no computer to go to register. You physically went to register.
Was
your
it
child.
pen and paper?
Yeah,
pen and paper.
You bring your documents that they asked for.
Yeah, I remember
and then
that.
Your child, orientation, and boom, your child's in school. Now we have the one app. And there's some kinks, there's some glitches that needs to be looked into.
When did one app come on the scene?
I think around 2016, because
right after Katrina.
Yeah, because I didn't move back home until 2015, and so my son was in daycare between 2015, 2017, 18.
And what was the purpose of one app?
I believe the purpose of the one app was kind of to give a easier way for parents to register for school, because we have a lot of parents that work. A lot of parents don't have that opportunity to physically go in and say, "Hey, I want my child in this school."
Yeah.
But the premise behind it was supposed to be that I have a choice on whether or not I want my son to go here, or here. When a computer decides for me, which school which school is best, even though they tell you, here's if your child's in early childhood, you pick this many schools. If your child is in K through 12, it's like maybe I don't know the number, but it's like they have number blocks for you to pick these different schools. So it's like, well, if I only see one school of entrance and my son doesn't get into this school, then where does that put him?
Okay.
But over time, there have been issues with the one app, mostly of parents choosing the school that they want their child to go in, and that school is unavailable because all the seats have been taken. Or
so it's no longer by district. I mean, I don't know, because I remember at one point you had to live in the district to attend the school.
No, they're going by zones now.
Okay,
and
zones.
And I would say this: in the beginning, they were not determined. It was not determined whether or not it was by district. It was, you can put your child whatever school you go. So if you live in the east, you can choose to put your child in a school
all the way uptown if
you want to, or even if you don't want to, because there have been many times I myself had issues with the one app where I wanted my son to go to a school that's literally around the corner from our house, and
I see.
The computer decides, oh no, your son is going to go to a school all the way uptown.
So the computer deciding this, is it based on, are you entering your child's grade history?
No.
It's just
they're very evasive. I would tell you the questions are very evasive and very too personal.
Really? Okay.
I won't go into details about it, but
the
questions leading up to you picking your schools is very evasive. And I do believe they use an algorithm to decide whether or not your child either goes to this school or that school. And we can kind of see. I feel like our kids right now dealing with the one app are kind of like us with Katrina being displaced, with not being able to go to a school in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to put my son in a failing school, why not put him in a school that's literally around the corner from my house? Why put him in a school way across town where I'm having issues?
Have to get up at 5 in the morning.
And he wasn't getting on no school bus, so I'm bringing him to school.
By all means, exactly.
We're getting stuck in traffic, making sure he gets to school on time. I'm having issues getting stuck in traffic again, picking him up late.
That was the most stressful time.
Trying to get I mean, and it's still stressful because parents are still going through it now with the issues of the one app.
What have you heard from them? I mean, literally, and like I said, my kids have been out of school, and I remember I was at a function. I can't remember the name of the school, but I was doing a presentation for my current job, and just there at the school, I ended up being next to actually a close friend that I knew from the elementary school, and she started talking about this one app. I mean, and she was going on and on and on. And I was like, what in the world is she talking?
Yeah.
So what has been your take on that? Like, just parents, a community voice, and is the one app something that is on your platform, something that can be revised, or I don't know.
Yeah,
like, is this
again, like I said, one app was audited, I believe, last year, and it was proven that it's not by choice; it is by chance.
Oh, really?
So basically, it's like a lottery system.
Wow.
It's like a Russian roulette. You hoping you get to that lucky number, and you hoping your child gets into a school of your choice or of their choice if they're in high school.
Okay.
With this one app, I do want to revisit the system and how
revisit it.
It is how it works. I do want to make it more convenient, more effective, and more sufficient, more easier for parents.
Absolutely.
Like I said, we have parents that work 2 and 3 full jobs. And
oh yes,
no way in the world should your child be outside 5:45 in the morning, sometimes standing near abandoned buildings, by themselves, because you have to be at work for 6:30.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can't even see your child off to school and make sure your child
That's
gets home safe.
That's a real problem.
Not only that, your child's getting home late.
Yes.
So 5:45, my son is standing on the corner waiting for a school bus, and then he's not getting home till 5:30 p.m. Where does that leave time for him to be a child?
Right.
And where does that leave
him? And you probably have all this homework and just the reality of that. I mean, you don't have to be, and again, I'm not so I hope people are lighthearted this morning, but just the reality of that, a child, you're leaving at this, so to be at the bus stop for 5:45, you had to get up for 5, I'm assuming.
Not even 4:30.
But to get there. So this long day, I mean, how can that be productive for that child?
And
my heart goes out when sometimes I just, like I said, they might think I'm some weirdo. I just want to pull up and say, get in the car, baby. I'm going to take you to school because my heart just goes out to them.
I witnessed it, when I used to work at a daycare, I had to leave out at a certain time because I used to work at daycare in Elgis.
Okay.
So I had to leave out of my house at a certain time. So I'm leaving at 5:15.
Because you had to receive the kids coming. You're saying, right.
So I had to leave between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. And I'm literally turning my car to get to towards the interstate, and I'm seeing children. I'm like, why? And it's dark, and there's barely any lighting in from the street lights. So, with all that being said, with this one app, I want us to be. I want me included. I want to be able to put my son in a school in his neighborhood, to where, if your child goes to school in your neighborhood, you don't have to get up at 5:45. You can get up at 6:45. You can get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, eat a good breakfast, and then be on your way out the door and be in school in less than 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
And then I feel like that, with cutting that, you will get more engagement out of students. Because like I said, coming from the teacher side, when my student, I don't say student, I say my child is falling asleep, I don't bother them. Because I understand you are from wherever area you coming from. Obviously, you had to get up extra early.
Exactly.
And so I'm going to let you, get your rest for a little bit, but I'm not going to, chastise you because you're falling asleep.
Right.
And I feel like that as educators, we need to be more compassionate and more empathetic because we don't know where that child is coming from as far as their home. And so when our children come to school, it's a safe haven. It's supposed to be a safe haven for them. They should never feel like they're prisoners. And that's what some of these schools are being as.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk. So that's deep. What you just said, a safe haven for our kids. Yeah. So we're going to take another break. Go ahead and tell somebody that we are talking educators and parents, and really just community input. We want you to be well informed so that you can make the right decision. We're not supporting any one candidate here. I don't want you to think we're swaying towards one side or the other. We want you to be informed. So also, if you have a question, why don't you call in this morning? If there's something that you want to ask, something that was said that wasn't clear, it could be something that's on your heart so that you can make the right decision. 504-294-LIVE. You have a question for Kayonna. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to share with you on this morning. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back on Rose Table Talk.
My name is Kayonna Armstrong, candidate for Orleans Parish School Board District 7. I am a proud product of New Orleans Public Education System and a graduate of Southern University in Baton Rouge. I am an educator, parents advocate, and mother of a son who's now in this charter school system. With a focus on advocacy, equity, transparency, and accountability. As your school board elect, I will hold true to these values and be dedicated to serving parents, teachers, and students. My plan is to, with the involvement of the community, develop strategic resolutions to address the issues in our education system. On December 5th, I ask for your vote as your next school board member. I am number 138 on the ballot. Give a gift this Christmas that will keep on giving. Help a young lady or woman discover her true self, better her relationships, and live the life she's destined to live. There's no better gift than the discovery of your destiny. Order your copy of Me We Wins today at mewewins.com, amazon.com, or at our local community book center located at 2523 Bayou Road in New Orleans.
And we are back at the table on Rose Table Talk. I'm having a wonderful conversation on this morning with a beautiful young lady who is running for District 7 with the Orleans Parish School Board. I guess it's near and dear to my heart because I'm telling you, once a parent, always a parent.
Yes,
you know,
and once an educator, always educator. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and really, she has a wonderful platform. She wants to make a difference. I love it because she says she's bringing a strong arm to the school board. So, in saying that, what sets you apart, from your opponent? What makes you the one that should have this seat? I mean, I know we talked about a lot on today, and I heard some wonderful things. And again, as an educator and as a parent, these are the things that you want to look at. These are the things that you want to compare. Definitely when you're choosing someone that's going to sit in that seat to partner with you, to help be your voice, so that your child can have the best. So what makes you different?
I am coming from the parent. I'll be coming from the parent side because I am a parent. I'm a mom.
Matter of fact, what's your son's name?
Lance Michael Armstrong.
Lance, she just made sure Lance was up. A good mom. See, Mom, we do everything. She just made sure Lance was up and getting ready for school. So.
Multitasking.
That's right. That's right.
But yes, I am a mom, and I think it's important to place school board members who are relatable, who can say, well, I understand because I am.
That's good.
And that's what sets me apart from the incumbent. And I have been in the classrooms. So again, I have seen it from the educator piece of it, as well as being an advocate. So I know what it means to go toe to toe with fighting and fighting for what is right, and making sure that we hold our leaders accountable. And that's definitely what
and when you say hold the leaders accountable, you're talking about that leader of that school, that principal?
From the leader of the school, from the principal, even from our board members, from our state legislators.
Okay.
Being that voice, being for the voiceless. That's what sets me apart, that I am going to make sure that things that are in place the right way.
Okay.
And I expect my constituents as well to hold me accountable, hold me up to my values, hold me up to my standards, hold me up to what I said that I plan on doing as far as me being a board member. I'm very compassionate. I'm invested. I am invested in
That's key.
In our kids. I am. I'm in this.
Yeah.
I'm in this for the long haul. This is not for fashion or for show or anything like that. I feel like I really believe God has placed me here for this reason. Like, I've always, like, God, what is my purpose? Why, you literally.
I think we all have that moment where we're just asking, what is my purpose?
Just looking at a picture of me being 2 days old and hearing the story from my mom that doctors didn't even think I would live past that, and if, they telling her that my chances of living a normal life is slim to none. Preemies, they have, a very, very low percentage of survival when it comes to being born too early.
When did your mom tell you all of this? Like, do you remember how old you were? Because I think that's really good, when did she tell you?
I may have been in high school, maybe like between the ages of 12 to 15, when I was just looking and she has I still have my dad's Bible to this day, but I was looking, I was like, who is this? And she was like, that's you. I was like, that's me. I'm like, what?
Really? So you didn't? Wow.
So but
and then the questions kind of said,
yeah,
well,
I
made it.
Yeah, right.
I'm here.
Right. And my grandfather always said, if God brought you through it, he'll bring you through. So I always stand on that as well. And I always keep my picture with me as a reminder of God's grace.
That's awesome. I love it.
I'm like, you didn't have to, but you did. And, and God, I thank you. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful. Yeah. That motivating factor that, it is for a purpose. And you're absolutely right. All of us. But I think that's so key right there, that you can hold on to that and to look at that to remind, okay, God, so you brought me through that. What is it for?
Right.
Yeah.
And I do believe I've always said I wanted to live a life of impactfulness. I wanted to leave, if I leave this earth today or tomorrow, I want a positive impact to be left upon that. And like I'm a mom. Yeah. I have a little person that's looking up to me. Yes. And so all those things set me apart from the incumbent. And that I really do want to do the work. Right. Exactly. At the end of the day, I do want to do the work, and I do hope that at the end that's what happened. So and you did say you have something else coming up tomorrow, because I want to give everybody an opportunity to even just hear more about your platform. Is this with all of those that are running, or what's that taking place tomorrow? I'm not sure. I know that right now for tomorrow at 5 p.m. Step Up Louisiana, and giving a shout out to them, the amazing organization Step Up Louisiana. They will be hosting a candidate forum for candidates in, I believe, in District 5, 6, and 7, I believe. Okay. But that forum will be tomorrow for 5 p.m., I believe. Is it virtual? It is virtual. Okay. You can go up to, I think it's on Step Up Actions page or Step Up Louisiana's page. I will leave that information with you to share. Okay. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can inbox me on my campaign page, which is Elect Kayonna Armstrong. You can also email me at elect KAYONNA Armstrong @gmail.com. You can always check my website, which is www.electkayonnaarmstrong.com for more info about my platform and who I am. I'm an open book. You guys can ask me any question, whether it's platform related or not. You guys can ask me any questions. I'm more than welcome. I love talking to people. I love to talk. Wonderful. As my grandfather would say, "Girl, you just like to talk a lot." But yeah. So
you need any help? I mean, I know this is the last week is a big push. I know you're gonna probably be out Saturday, kind of.
Yeah, I always need help. Even during this week, I know the weather has kind of been a little shaky, but if you guys would love to volunteer, whether it be walking with me to canvas, whether it be to call folks, phone banking, sending text messages out to let people know that a runoff is still going on, because I think some people thought from the main election that was it, right? But no, I need a certain amount of percentage, and even the incumbent we need a certain amount of percentage to win. Okay, so if it's not at that number, then there's a runoff. So on December 5th, guys, please get up and vote.
What's your number?
My ballot number is number 138. I'm actually the first person you'll see. Okay. When you go out and vote on Saturday. I am ready to work. The time for change is now. Our kids, we deserve better. Our children, our teachers, our parents. There are a lot of things that need to be done in District 7. It's not going to happen overnight, but with the help and the support of the community, we can get it done. We definitely can.
And if elected to the school board, that's a 4-year term?
Yes, when elected.
That's right. See, I had to say if, but because I don't want anybody to think I'm...
When elected.
That's right.
I'll claim it over my life.
That's right.
When elected, yes, the term for me serving on the board is 4 years. 4 years,
yes. Wonderful. It's a lot to be done.
Yes,
it really is a lot to be done. I love your spirit.
Thank you.
Really just bringing some freshness, to the situation. Yeah. I guess that's the best way I can say it. Yeah, just some freshness. Because again, when you've just seen a lot of things, and sometimes you get a little weary, but I know that it can happen. I guess if we have some time, this one last question. So failing schools, we hear about failing schools, and how do you turn it around? How do you turn around, the failing school?
You turn it around by supporting your state legislators.
Okay.
And our state senator, Dr. Bowie, has a bill that he wants, and I am supportive of, which will do a performance audit for our schools.
Really?
From 2005 until now. And the purpose and point of this audit will be to take the schools that literally have been successful, because by charter law, they are supposed to replicate the succeeding schools, like the curriculum and the resources, the things that make that school an A and B school. They're supposed to take those resources and actually put it in all of the schools, so you don't have so many C's, D's, and F schools. Because in District 7 right now, you only have one B school. The rest of the schools are C's, D's, and F's.
About how many schools are in your? I mean, do you know off the top of your head that's in the district?
It's about over 14.
Over 14.
Give or take or two is over 14.
And so one is a
B school,
so
and that's
got some work to do.
Yeah, and that's very disheartening to say, because we want to.
It really is.
We want to give our children a good quality, even the best quality education that we can give.
But across the board, not just in your district, other districts, more low performing schools. I guess that's how I want to say it, than high performing schools, right?
Exactly. So we definitely need to look into how can we turn around our schools so that we can literally stay and give our children the opportunity to go to more than just one A school, more than one B school.
And that is a legislative decision right there. Because I guess what I'm trying to figure out, I've been trying to figure this out, is so you have some schools that are low performing, high performing. So how do we get there? And is it a school leadership issue, or is it the educators? I guess what I've always been trying to figure out. Okay, so how do you
factor?
Fix it? We got here, but we can't just keep going on like it's okay, because it's not okay.
Exactly.
It's not okay.
Exactly. The how factor would be a needs assessment.
Okay, a needs assessment. Okay,
you would do a needs assessment, and either be for the teachers, for the whole school in general, and see what is needed. Basically, that's what needs assessment is, and what's not needed, and what is needed. Provide those resources. So it goes into the funding factor, the budgeting, and the equity factor of making sure that our schools that are in need of these resources get the resources, so that we can see better test scores. And that's another thing. Over testing. That's another conversation for another day.
It's serious.
It's a lot of elements that play into a successful school. The environment. If the environment doesn't look safe, how do you expect our children to be engaged?
So it just, it just seems so now, because I'm hearing you say that a needs assessment, and and again, I don't know as far as the budgets for all the schools, but then what I'm hearing in my mind, it comes back to accountability. Yeah. Okay, so if this was done, and we have the needs, and ABC needs this, and we allocate XYZ to go there.
Yes.
Accountability. Yep. I guess to me, I'm just saying, something is missing.
Yeah, and that's
just me from the outside looking in.
And you're absolutely right. You're hitting everything on the nail. It's accountability. The accountability framework needs adjustment.
It needs adjustment. Yes. And you want to be a part of that.
Yes.
I'm excited. This is a good conversation. I'm excited because
we might need a part two.
I know. Because stepping back on the scene, and you're just trying to figure out. And again, you want to be a part of the the solution, because it's we're setting up our kids for success, or we're setting them up for failure. What are we doing? And it's really not fair. This just Elder Ross talk. It is not fair. It's not fair to again, set this one child up, and every child deserves that opportunity. And I just think in everyone, it's a calling. Definitely to be that team leader. It is a calling.
Yes.
To teach. But then also, for that parent, I can't say enough for that parent. You are the first advocate for your child.
Yes,
I don't care if the teacher doesn't say anything, if the principal is not. You keep talking and speaking up for your child. And that's what I had to realize.
Yep.
I had to try to educate parents on that. They'll never forget there was a situation that was going on, and a parent came to me, and I was a parent advocate liaison in the school, and they came to me about a situation, and I had to know which ones to kind of take the torch and really fight. But this was a specific one-on-one thing with this parent, and I had to empower her to say, you are the first advocate for that child, and this is what I want you to do. Take these steps. Go first and do this. They need to hear you're not just me stepping in front of you. No, they need to know.
That was me. That was me giving that encouragement to our parents. Like, don't feel like you don't have a voice.
Right. You do have a voice.
Because at the end of the day, this is your child.
You have a voice.
You set that foundation to make sure.
Wonderful. Well, it looks like we have a caller. So we are excited. We have a caller on this morning. Great morning. Thank you for calling Rose Table Talk. Caller, are you there? Hello, caller, are you there? I see we have somebody trying to call in. This is Elder Roz. Are you there, caller? Thank you for calling Rose Table Talk.
Hello.
I don't know if your phone's on mute or not, but we're going to try to do a little techie. You want them to try to call back in? So,
well, I kept them in the queue so I could just...
You could try to call back, caller, because we definitely want to, again, address your concern or your call or maybe even a comment. So if that's you or anyone else that's listening, go ahead and dial in 504-294-LIVE if you have a question or a comment for a school board elect. Kayonna Armstrong, listen, we've been having a great conversation here on today. And for those that might just be getting on and say, hey, what they're talking about, you can always go back and listen to the rebroadcast because, again, we want you to be informed. She is running. She wants to make a difference. She wants to make some changes and some positive changes. And, parents, educators, team leaders, I hope that you are definitely listening. The runoff election is coming up this Saturday, December the 5th. Her number is 138. She says she will be the first one in the ballot when you go in to make that decision. So listen, please, we want you to make a difference on today in the life of your child. Listen, we want the right people in place. We definitely need the right people in place. So I don't know if that call is calling back in, but again, on 504-294-LIVE. We're going to try again and see if we can go ahead and get you to come on in.
Come on, caller.
Yeah, see, she's ready. See, she's waiting. She wants you to.
Come on, caller.
She wants you to go ahead and call in. They're trying to call back in, Kelly? Good morning, caller. Are you there? This is Elder Roz. Well, sometimes that happens. So listen, hello. But if you do, so let's just say we miss you. We only have a few minutes. We're getting ready to wrap up. You can always reach out to her. Let's see. Her website is Kayonna Armstrong. Oh, no, it's Kayonna Armstrong.
Yeah, KayonnaArmstrong.com.
Listen, you could go ahead and reach out to her. She's also going to be tomorrow. You said that's going to be at 5 o'clock. Step Up, Louisiana.
Yeah, Step Up, Louisiana is having a candidate forum.
Okay, so listen, that's going to be virtual. So go ahead, visit the website, see what you need to do. I don't know if you need to register or just make sure that you're available for that for 5 o'clock. And it will be her, even along with some others. So she's running from District 7. Tomorrow we have another special one that's coming. So that's going to be great. I think that's District 5 that's going to be coming tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. So definitely, listen, we want you to be involved. We're going to take one final break. Then we're going to wrap up any closing thoughts. We're going to close out with prayer that you can get this day started. So I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be right back at the table on Rose Table Talk.
My name is Kayonna Armstrong, candidate for Orleans Parish School Board District 7. I am a proud product of New Orleans public education system and a graduate of Southern University in Baton Rouge. I am an educator, parents advocate, and mother of a son who's now in this charter school system with a focus on advocacy, equity, transparency, and accountability. As your school board elect, I will hold true to these values and be dedicated to serving parents, teachers, and students. My plan is to, with the involvement of the community, develop strategic resolutions to address the issues in our education system. On December 5th, I ask for your vote as your next school board member. I am number 138 on the ballot. Give a gift this Christmas that will keep on giving. Help a young lady or woman discover her true self, better her relationships, and live the life she's destined to live. There's no better gift than the discovery of your destiny. Order your copy of Me We Wins today at mewewins.com, amazon.com, or at our local community book center located at 2523 Bayou Road in New Orleans. My name is Kayonna Armstrong, candidate for Orleans Parish School Board District.
And we are back at the table on Rose Table Talk. Listen, we are getting ready to wrap up. I think our caller, we're going to try one more time. I know we had a little difficulty. See if we can come on through. Great morning. Are you there? This is Elder Roz. Good morning, caller. Are you there?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello. Good morning. I'm so glad we got you through. Who are we talking to this morning?
Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm dropping my daughter off at school right now, so maybe it's because I'm outside or something.
No problem.
But I was calling. Basically, I'm already a supporter. I'm voting for Kayonna Armstrong.
Thank you.
Okay.
I am in District 7. But I am calling to find out. Basically, I know there's been a lot of talk. You know, a lot of people aren't really happy with our current system, the charter system. And I think this is the only city in the nation where it's a fully chartered system. Am I right?
Yep, correct.
It is. Okay, so I'm basically calling to find out where she stands with that, because there's some people that are on the fence about this. They're going back and forth, and I've heard some things from the person she's running against, basically saying that she's trying to tear down what they've already put together. I'm just trying to understand how this is working.
Okay,
and where she stands with it, where she sits with her views on the current system.
Okay.
Thank you for that question. It's not that I'm against.
So I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna listen.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for calling.
Well, thank you.
All right.
So go ahead, and because he's probably not the only one that's has that same question.
Yeah, and I'm glad that question has came about, because I'm sure a lot of people are asking,
Right.
But it's not that I'm against the charter system at all. I'm pro children.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And if we can improve the current relationship with the schools within the charter system, I'm ready to do that.
I commend you, because I think sometimes we don't want to admit when there are flaws in the system. And again, this is Elder Roz talking.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes, we don't want to admit that, okay, we have something in place, but hey, you know what? I believe any system, you have to revisit it. You have to reassess it. You might have to tweak it, if we could use that word. There's some things that you might have to do, especially, and I am not in public office. I've been a parent for many, many years, and have seen a lot of things in and outside the classroom. You have to make sure that it is a system that works. And I'm not sure, but I know a question that I just asked you a couple minutes ago about the schools. We have more low-performing schools than high. And I'm not saying it's a charter thing. I just know something's not working.
Right.
I am comfortable in saying that something's not working.
Yeah.
And again, to all of my listeners, you have an opportunity to be a part of the change. It could be a change in leadership. It could be a change in the way they assess things. It could be a change in the budget. I'm just putting it out there that you can be a part of the change by making your voice be heard, and that is by voting. So again, I can't stress enough, whomever you decide to vote for, do that. Kayonna is asking for your support. We brought her on today to give her that moment, that opportunity, that our platform can be heard. Why? Because I believe that it is important that you make an educated decision. So again, she is number 138 on the ballot. You can go this Saturday, December the 5th. Listen, get it out the way early. They open at probably 6 a.m. or 5 a.m.
I think the earliest is going to be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I believe.
So 7 to 7. If not, Google. You know how to get on that Google and find out.
Go vote.
Go to her page. She's going to have information on there. Because again, we definitely want to make sure that, bottom line, that we do the right thing for our kids.
Right.
I cannot stress that enough.
And at the end of the day, what I want to do, I want to build relationships so we can improve the schools.
Definitely.
That's all I want. I'm pro children.
Yes.
I'm for whatever works for our children. And if it's not working for our children, let's dig deeper into that and let's fix it.
I think I can roll with that.
Yeah.
Pro children. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I love that. Because really pro children. Now and I think when you keep the main thing, it's old cliche, the main thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna be pro children. So that means if this ain't working for pro children, it's out. It's out. So again, so I think if we put that on top of it, then everything else, you'll see what needs to be eliminated and what needs to be kept. I guess if that's the best way I could say it. So I like that. She pro children, and that's what and you will be able to see because of the fruit. I think she has proven herself as far as been in and out the classroom. Again, she has a wonderful platform, so much that she is standing on. So again, if that is your candidate, go ahead and make that decision on this Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me at the table on today.
Thank you for having me.
We are going to close out in prayer as we always do on Rose Table Talk. So if you will, wherever you are listening, if you would just join us for a moment of prayer. Father, how we love you and we bless you and we just magnify your name on this beautiful day, God. We thank you because this is the day that you have made, and we will rejoice and we will be glad in it. God, on today, God, we lay all of our plans at the altar, God. Yes, Father, that you would take total control. Not our will, but your will be done in our lives, God. I lift up all of those that are running, oh God, for public office, oh God. And Father, I thank you right now that we would make that decision, oh God, that we would use our right, oh God, to make that decision, oh God, to put people in place, oh God, that care and concern about community, God. So we love you, we bless you, we praise you, oh God, and we thank you that we will meet you back at the table, oh God, on tomorrow, God. So we give you glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you for joining the conversation on today. Listen, got another special show coming up tomorrow. That's right. We're going to be here with another school board candidate. I'm excited, y'all. We're digging deeper to the education this week. So join us on tomorrow for 7 a.m. at Rose Table Talk. Have a great day.